Hello everyone! It's been some time since I have chosen to do a video. I am completely in my own self-growth journey and I'm feeling just so full of gratitude to be getting back to work and to be challenging my truths constantly. I keep thinking that we're at the light at the end of the tunnel to move forward and more unfolds. And I have a feeling that we aren't done yet. So I just wanted to jump on and show where I'm at. And ultimately, I felt really, really called to just connect on the state of the world right now. I live in Hammond, Indiana. I'm sure, like many other people in the country, or probably even in the world, right? There have been massive protests going on. Maybe not massive, but there's been protests going on that have affected me and my travel and questioning my safety, and kind of threw me back into like 1/10 of like the panic and fear I felt when I was in the coronavirus epidemic. And ultimately, I mean, we're still in the epidemic, but at the very, like, I would say for the first 2 weeks, I was like having a rough time. I was questioning everything, doing lots of research to try to quell some of my fears and concerns. And I have to tell you, we are in the middle of being rebirthed. I think we can all agree on that. We are in the middle of rebirthing ourselves, our country, our world. I don't believe that there's ever a new normal. What was normal in the first place? I see a system that wasn't working, and I see the sane people that are speaking up right now that aren't being paid to loot and being opportunistic looters. I see the people that are peacefully protesting are speaking out that we have a broken system that is no longer working. And if you can't see that, I ask you to take a deeper look. It doesn't matter if it's the people or the animals or the connection that we have with the planet. We are being asked to reform every single aspect of our own individual lives, of our family's life, of our community's life, of our state's life, of our country's life, of our world's life. Hence the rebirth. And I may be rambling a little bit because I have a lot to say, and the main message that I really have is don't bite the bait. Don't bite the bait. Don't bite the bait. Don't do it. Don't bite it. Nobody knows what the truth is about any of this. This being what we've seen through this whole crazy, unprecedented times. You can pick any subject and there can be a split divide, and there can be evidence to support both sides, unless lovely Facebook checkers take it down, which makes me think, the thing I shared was definitely true. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful that so many people are waking up. And the people that I'm seeing waking up that are now red pilling people, I'm like, like, it's an unfortunate time for many. It's a traumatic time for many. It's, giving birth is not easy for baby or for mama, if we want to think about that situation. It is a marathon. And I encourage you all to save your energy. Save it. I feel like so much more is coming. So much greatness is coming. And that's what I hold space for. I see so many people biting the bait, whether they're white trying to proclaim that all lives matter, or if they're people of color that are posting black pictures or standing in unison. Honestly, the people in my community that I know, I just see them living their everyday lives. The YMCA reopened, so I've been so grateful to get back and connect with the community and just know that people are innately good. With all these riots, the first thing I thought was, what are they covering up? What are they trying to distract us from? And I've recently just discovered that there's a bunch going on in our government as far as I don't follow it super closely, but I have popped onto a few of the different streams that I saw of different court cases happening, big court cases with crimes in our government. And I was like, okay, they don't want us paying attention to this. They want us all fighting. And so I'm not sure if I mentioned it before or if I started rambling, because I do that. But my main message here is this is a war on consciousness. This is a war on consciousness. I don't know what the truth is. Therefore, it's a war on consciousness. I can find evidence that George Floyd and the officer that killed him were coworkers for 14 years. Friendly coworkers for 14 years. I've seen endless videos of like bricks laid up on the side of the road. Come on. We can do better. We're not that stupid. And I've heard that most of the people that are looting, I haven't been there because it's a war on consciousness. Nobody knows the truth. But we know that we could smell a fish from 1,000 miles away. Can't see it, but I could smell it. And I think that's all it's taking is just to be like, you know what? I don't want to be a part of this. We all know 4 main companies own all of the television station. First of all, like, I didn't think I was going to get off on this rampage, but like everything is in plain sight. What do we watch news on? A television. Like, literally, it could just be a television. But no, they put it television. Maybe that's a coincidence. I'm just feeling like so cynically joyful. Like, how do I provoke people to think? I'm not asking you to think the way I do because that's my job. I'm just asking you to don't bite the bait. Don't do it. Stop it. We could spend all this time arguing on the most petty, insignificant things. And we can tear relationships apart. And we can separate families. And we can divide. But I think the real strength comes in when you can have your own view and you can listen to someone else with a different view. The art of conversation has been attempted to be murdered because people don't want to talk to people unless they share the same views in today's society. Not me. I prefer to seek out the people that have different views so that I can connect with people and I might learn something or I might teach somebody something. The people that have the same views, those aren't the people that I'm trying to reach. They just affirm and validate what I believe, which doesn't really yield a whole lot of growth. So I've seen a lot of division that has happened, especially with my race. It's so funny. There's an ant. I was like, get off my phone. If you're wondering what I'm doing. There's been so much division, and I've seen so many elder white women like putting out this all lives matter. And maybe there's other people that are doing it. I'm just saying in my own reality. And I'm seeing it like trigger a lot of people. And all of these people mean super well. It's not just one person. It's like a lot of people that are just like, where is the love? Like, we're all focusing on Black Lives Matter. So what? We gave them one day to do a blackout and to speak their message? Why can't we listen to them every day? You know, and I just really get like lit up inside. I was just watching a video earlier today that it was like, this is the people of color rising. And it was, I don't even know who it was. It was some organization. They were all dressed in their uniforms and they were all like sounding very militant, where they were like repeating words after each other. And it was like, we rise here. And I just like listened to that and I had the chills, not only for my own experience of like observing what's happening in the world, but standing in what I've seen in history for the Black community and what I see in my own community in Hammond. Like, I see this incredible uprising. And if in fact, because nobody knows during this war on consciousness, if in fact this is a media deception, completely staged, nobody even died, might be possible. There's quite a bit of evidence out there, but I don't know, because it's a war on consciousness. And that's how they control us. If we don't know the truth, we can't go after the root that's causing this bullshit. Excuse my language. But honestly, if we could all just like agree on this, then we can move forward. And I have to say, you know, I can't get enough of those alternative conspiracy theories, even though there's more fact than any truth I've ever seen. Depending on the conspiracy theory, I should say. I just can't get enough of the unpopular beliefs. And nobody knows the truth. But if this was staged, if other events before this, I don't know what event, maybe, but there could be several different events that have completely been, if not completely staged, fabricated, exaggerated to possibly, just the potential, possibly meet some manipulative agenda. Honey, I see it doing the complete opposite of suppressing us. That's all I got to say. Like, as I see it, as my consciousness observes and takes in all the information, I see a huge media manipulation. I see huge pinning the people against each other. I see huge suppression of people just doing what they came here to do as divine sovereign beings, and that is to live our life, to follow our dreams, and ultimately to experience our birthrights of experiencing love, experiencing heaven on earth, creating that if we don't see that. And it seems like there's been a lot that's been put in place to warp timelines, to manipulate history so that we believe the narrative that they want us to believe. And all I can say is, if that's true, it's a potential. I don't know what I believe, but I know that there's this fish, and I can smell it. What I see is karma is real. So for every action, there is a reaction. And as far as any sort of suppressing consciousness, I literally have seen this do the complete opposite. And for that, I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. If you have not heard this philosophy yet, I just wanted to put it out there. Maybe we are in a war. Maybe it's not a war like ever before. Maybe they are just having a war on consciousness where people are just so confused. They don't know what to believe. They don't know where to organize or where to act, but they feel the call to do it. And so then we jump on this bandwagon of getting into mundane, draining, possibly insignificant arguments and fights. Honestly, they're not even debates, because in debates you have respect for people. I have my view, you have yours. Let's talk about it. And maybe we can agree to disagree. We don't have to convince the other person of our viewpoints. But the thing is, I've been really, my whole entire life, I've been very opinionated. And this series of time has taught me how easily it is, through some of the documentaries I've watched, it has really showed me how easily it is for my consciousness to be swayed to hate particular people, to love particular people in our government, in our world, depending on manipulated agendas. If you fit their bill, then you're glorified, you're fine. If you're against it, you're penalized. And I've heard like so much information, this and that, and you know, if you get involved in these movements, they're taking down your name. It's like, I have nothing to fear. Like, I came here to do my part. I came here to stand up for injustices and make sure that this world is better for my baby boy and all the other babies in this world. Because I know we may not have been gifted the most glorious, fruitful state of the world, but like, we have to know that we came here to do something better, to continually evolve and bring some sort of change and evolution to the planet, not just sit on our phones on Facebook that they have designed, literally scientifically studying, going to like casinos and stuff. They literally have studied that technology. What keeps the people coming back? That's why you can do the endless scroll, because they hope that you'll stay on your phones, be distracted. What that light does to your eyes, thanks for bearing with me this long, by the way. I hope you're just listening to me at this point. So you're not. My whole point is that, like, we need to root our sovereignty out of the hands of a bunch of manipulative narcissists that want us to fight, that want us to just be arguing and, you know, pinning each other against each other. And most of the arguments I'm seeing are just a waste of time. And so I pray this message is valuable to you. Thank you.